You are welcome to Banahene Tutorial Collections, and in this Microsoft Excel tutorials, I am going to share with you 5 basic operations you can perform in Microsoft Excel whenever you have access to your data set in your worksheet. So without any further ado, let's dive in and explore these 5 basic operations. And I'll urge you to stick around because I'll be sharing with you some keyboard shortcuts and also some tips and tricks. In this data set I have here, in this current worksheet, I have this practical text exams, and these students partake in this practical text exams in 3 sections. You have text 1, text 2, and text 3. Now at the end of the day, they obtain these individual marks under these 3 texts, and these marks were summed to have these total marks for this individual student. The first operation is how to get the highest value in this data set. So let's assume that at the end of this text, we wanted to award individual students that had marks greater than 89. So students within the range of 90 to 100 marks, we have some awards that we want to give it to them. So based on this data set, how can we easily get access to students who had between 90 and 100 marks? So if you have a data set that is broad, that is, if you have a lot of students in a class, in this case, I have only 16 students here. So it is possible for me to do this. But if you have a broad data, it means that this particular tip I'm going to share with you will be the best option that you can use. So how can we get the highest value that is between the 90 and 100 marks so that we can give them the awards that they needed? So to do this, we are going to base on the total marks. So I'm going to select the first cell that relates to the first student, and then hold down the control key, the shift key, and the down arrow key, and this select the data under the total marks column. Now that this is selected, we move to the home tab, and we are going to explore a very cool feature in Excel, which is conditional formatting. So we are going to click on the drop down arrow, and in these options we are going to select the first option that says highest cells rules, and beside this highest cells rules, we have other options we can look up to. We are going to select the first option, which is greater than. This provides us with this dialog box that says format cells that are greater than, and in this field we are going to type 89 because we want students that had between 90 and 100, and those students are going to be awarded. So based on this, we want to format the cell with a fill background and also a font color. To do this, we move to this section that says width, and we are going to click on the drop down arrow, and we have all these options to us. We have light red, fill with dark red text. We have all these options you can choose from, but I want to have my custom fill color and also font color. Therefore, I'm going to choose the last option, which is custom format. This provides me with the format cells dialog box, and in this dialog box we are going to select fill, and under fill we have this colors of palette, and I'm going to choose a color that is green. And after doing so, I move back to the font tab and choose a font color that is white for the text, and then I'm going to bold it and choose OK, and then click on OK in this dialog box. Now when I'm back to my worksheet of my data set, you can see that these are the individual students that had between 90 and 100 marks. So this is how to get the highest value in a data. You can apply this to different kinds of data sets. You can also use this to get the highest paid or highest amount. So let's assume that there's a change of value in this data set. So when there's a change of values in this data set, that is going to affect the total marks, and if any of these marks is between 90 and 100 marks, that cells are going to be highlighted with a green fill color and also a font color of white, and this will help us to easily get the highest value or the highest total marks of students so that we can have our award given to them. So this is how to calculate the highest value in a data set. Now this moves us to the second option, which is filter option. So how can we filter our data in Microsoft Excel? I'm going to select these cells and clear all this formatting. Now in this data set, if I want to filter out this data, we can also use this option to also get access to some parameters or variables that we want to explore within our data set. So let's assume that in this case we want to get to know students that had between 90 and 100 marks, so that if we have any surprise or prize that can be given to these students, we can do so. So the filter option also allows you to filter out your data based on certain parameters. So in this case, this is the data set that we have here. So what we can do is you can select any column of your data. All these are column headers. You can select any of these columns based on your preference. So I'm going to select this, and when you do so, you can move to the data tab, and then we have the sort and filter option, and you can click on this filter command. And when you do so, this adds some drop down arrows beside your column headers, and that can equip you to filter out your data in an easy way. If you want to deactivate this filter option, you can move back to the data tab and click on this command. Now let me show you an easy way to get this done using a keyboard shortcut. When you select any of these column headers, you can hold the control key, the shift key, and the letter L, and this also activates the filter option. And when you hold down the keyboard shortcut once again, this is going to deactivate the filter option. Now when you activate the filter option, any column header that is selected, you can use the Alt key and the down arrow key, and that is going to bring a drop down options where you can sort by color, but we are basing on filter option. So you can use this drop down list to filter out your data, but in this case I'm going to base on the total marks to filter out this data. So you can use your arrow keys, that is the right arrow key, to select the columns that you want to select, and now the total marks is selected. I'm going to hold the Alt key and the down arrow key, and now this brings out these options, and you can see that we have all the total marks in this list. So I want to filter out this data basing on a certain parameter. That is, we want to filter out students that had between 90 and 100 marks. So I'm going to choose this option that says number filters, and when you place your pointer on this, you get a side menu here, and we are going to choose greater than. We have so many options you can use to filter out. I'm going to choose greater than. This provides me with a custom auto filter dialog box, and currently my cursor is blinking in this field. Because this is set to is greater than, I'm going to type 89 in this field. So students that had above 89 and exactly 100 are going to be awarded. So I'm going to type 89 in this field. Then I'm going to click on OK. Now when you do this, Excel is going to filter out this data and produce or output the students that had between 90 and 100. So this is perfectly done in this current worksheet. So this is how to use the filter option in Microsoft Excel. In our subsequent video, we are going to dive deep into this filter option and how to use them in Microsoft Excel. Now let's move to our third operation in this Microsoft Excel worksheet, and that is how to convert our data range into an Excel official table. This data set that we have here is traditionally in a data range. There is no table applied to it. There is no any other option that makes a difference in this worksheet. It is a normal data. So if you want to convert this data range into an Excel official table, we have two ways we can do this. So what we are going to do is to select this first column header, and then I'm going to hold the control key, the shift key, and the right arrow key, and that selects the entire column headers. Then hold the control key, the shift key, and the down arrow key. This is going to select the entire data. The reason why I use this option is that I want to select a certain range which can help me to perfectly convert this range into an Excel table. Because I have this merge cells, that is the header for this particular data. If I'm to use Ctrl+A, this will select all this data including the merge cells, and I don't want to do so. I want to base on the column headers and the original data. That is why I use the Control Shift right arrow key to select the first row that consists of our column headers, and Control Shift plus the down arrow key to select the entire data. Now that this is selected, the first way to convert your data range into an Excel official table is to hold Ctrl plus T. Now this provides you with this dialog box that says create a table. The next method is to hold Ctrl L, and this also provides you with this dialog box. And the traditional way of doing this is when you have your data selected, you can move to the Insert tab, and we have this option that says table, and when you click, this also provides you with a create table dialog box. And the next option you have to notice is where is the data for your table, but we have previously selected our data, so we need not to worry. What we have to configure is make sure we check this checkbox that says my table has headers, and we have headers for this table, so we leave this checked and click on OK. This has perfectly converted our data range into an Excel official table. Let me show you one important thing about this Excel official table. It is very easy to manipulate, especially when you are adding or summing up data. I'm going to select this data and delete. I'm going to add these numbers. I'm going to select the first cell, type the equal to and the sum function, press the tab key, and I'm going to select this range. Now the advantage of this Excel official table is they add based on column headers. So if I get this function done and press the enter key, this will totally calculate for all the data that are below this column headers. So you can see that this is an easy way of adding numbers or manipulating your data. You don't need to have the calculation done for the individual student, or you don't need to have it for one student and use the fill handle. Everything is done automatically. That is why this Excel official table is very important in Microsoft Excel. I have a video link in the description below that shows you 8 reasons why you should convert your data range into an Excel official table, and please check that video out after watching this video. Now our next operation is how to insert a new worksheet into Microsoft Excel. When you move to the Sheet tab, I have this worksheet available, and all these worksheets has name given to it. If you want to create a new worksheet, the quicker way is to click on this plus symbol, and when you do so, this creates a new worksheet. You can click and position the worksheet to any section on this Sheet tab. So we have created our worksheet. And another way of creating a worksheet, you select the worksheet, right click, that is, you select any of this worksheet where you want the position of the worksheet to be. You right click on it and choose insert, and this gives you a dialog box. Make sure general is selected, then you select worksheet and click on OK, and this also creates another worksheet. When you right click and choose the insert, you have spreadsheet solutions, and when you click on this, this gives you the room to choose a template you can base on to manipulate your data. That is, it's going to give you an initial stage where formatting and data are arranged, which is a default data, and you can make some editing, that is personal editing, to suit your requirement. So you can choose any of these templates and then you click on OK, and that is going to open up this worksheet. So what you can do is to just go through all these individual cells and make changes to all the data available, and that is going to suit your preference. So creating worksheets in Microsoft Excel, we have so many ways we can do this. Another way is when you select a particular worksheet, you can hold Shift key and the F11 on the keyboard, and this creates a new worksheet. When you hold the keyboard shortcut once again, it creates a new worksheet. You can also select a particular worksheet or where you want the worksheet to be positioned. So if I select this particular worksheet, which is sheet 8, and then move to the home tab, and we have the cells group, we can choose insert and choose insert sheet, and this is going to place the current worksheet before the sheet that we selected. So this is how to insert worksheets in Microsoft Excel. If you want to delete, you can select, right click and choose delete. and then you get this option that asks you, Excel will permanently delete this sheet. Do you want to continue? You can choose delete if you are ready to do so. So now let's move to our last operation in this particular video, and that is how to customize our Q80. Now, what is Q80? Q80 is quick access toolbar. And where can you identify this quick access toolbar in Microsoft Excel? This toolbar is lying on the title bar of Microsoft Excel, and when you place your pointer on this, it says customize quick access toolbar. And when you click on the drop down arrow, you have all these commands available, and you can click to check and have that command placed on the quick access toolbar. So this area or this section is called the quick access toolbar. If you have a command on it and you want to remove it, you can right click and choose remove from quick access toolbar. And as you can see, we are customizing this quick access toolbar. If you want to add a command, you can move to these individual tabs, and then when you get access to a command that you often use, you can right click and choose add to quick access toolbar. You can move to any of these tabs and add a command that you frequently use to the quick access toolbar. You can also click on the drop down arrow and choose more commands. This gives you the Excel options dialog box. Make sure you click to check this option, and then when you move to this section, you can add commands from this section to the quick access toolbar. So if I select this command, I can choose add, and I'm going to see the command in the quick access toolbar. If I select add, and then you add this command to the quick access toolbar. If you want to remove a command, you can select the command and choose remove. Now, after positioning all your commands on the quick access toolbar, and when you are satisfied, you can click on OK. And back to the interface of Excel, you can see that we have organized this quick access toolbar with our frequently used commands. Another way to customize this is when you click on the drop down arrow, you can choose show below the ribbon, and that is going to move the quick access toolbar from the title bar and place this right below the ribbon of Microsoft Excel. So this is the quick access toolbar and how to customize it. And I believe these 5 operations are going to boost our Excel productivity. Please like, share and comment in the comment section. If you have any question or suggestion or any recommendation, you can drop that in the comment section below.